Woohoo! As you can see, good morning by the way. We're back at the sea defences. We have a little bit of a glow on the horizon. It is about an hour before an hour before high tide. So my hope is that these defences here get completely submerged in water. The main one, which is the curve, which is about there, that's completely disappeared. There is barely a breath of wind. So I'm gonna go and get the camera. Woohoo! Well, there we go, I'm set up. We've got a little bit of dawn colour. I wanted a bland sky. Never mind, I'm not complaining. We've got a sunrise. We've got a lot of cloud, but I'm not too concerned. I'm running with the 17 to 55mm. I have a 0.6 soft grad and the 6 stop, and that's it. ISO 100 as per usual. And oh, I can't see, I'm not tall enough. I think at about 40mm, I think. And my remote trigger seems to be playing up. I've got a very iffy remote trigger this one. I've put new batteries in all of them and they're still not working properly. I'm wondering why my exposures were getting so blown out. It kind of helped to put the 6 stop in. I'm thinking this isn't right. What's going on here? So I've got the 6 stop in now. But it's so nice to be here when it's not blowing a gale or pouring with rain. Look at that, I really like that. Right, I'm going to concentrate on taking photos. See, when you concentrate, good things tend to happen. I'm quite liking that. 73 seconds. It's time for another viewer's image, and this week are the images from Stephen Smith. Thank you ever so much, Stephen. You sent me in a selection of images and one immediately jumped out at me. And I think it did that because it's very much in keeping with my photographic state of mind at the moment, in that I find it quite a minimal image. Some beautiful colour, some lovely silhouettes. I can't shoot silhouettes, I don't like shooting silhouettes, but I like other people's silhouettes. I'm a bit odd like that. And the grass has a gorgeous glow to it. So yeah, this one really appealed to me. I hope you all like it. Enjoy. Thank you, Stephen. Well, bizarrely enough, Fort Perch Rock Lighthouse wasn't on my list. But I suddenly thought, while I'm here, I might as well have a go. But first job, wellies need to go on, because I think it's going to be rather wet around there. I've been here a couple of times, but I've never managed to get an image that I particularly like. So today could be the day that changes all of that. Let's go see what we can do. But as I say, first of all, I need to put my wellies on. I think I've arrived a little bit too early for the images that I had in mind. We have the first of the rocks showing through. At the end of here is the same type of sea defence as I've just been shooting down at Wallasey, but it's a bit too far out for what I was wanting. underneath this water are a load of rocks, and they all have the beautiful green algae on that you might just be able to make out on the walls here. So I think I'm just going to hang around and wait for the tide to recede. These rocks are sort of stuck together with tarmac. I'm sure it's not tarmac, but actually it looks like molten lava. But I suspect molten lava is even less likely than tarmac. And I'm the only one here. I know it's Monday morning, but it is after clock. It was about 5:30. What a glorious morning. Well, while I'm waiting for the tide to go out, I thought I'd catch a quick brew because I'm flipping starving and desperately need a cup of tea. I thought I'd give you a couple of updates. I think it was John Smith asked me how I was going on with Maddie. And I have to say I'm loving every minute of it. I'd move in permanently if I could. Would I change anything? No. Well, I'm kind of telling a lie. She's going in this week to have the seat base repadded. It's got memory foam in it, and I find, particularly in the winter months when there's an awful lot of time spent in here, the memory foam compresses and my arse hurts. So they're going to put in some stronger foam, not memory foam. We're going to go for normal foam, I think. Apart from that, no, I don't think I would. He also asked about the toilet facilities. Well, the portaloo sits in here. I think people are concerned that because it's such a small space, when you do your ablutions, you might get certain odours. Slightly delicate subject. I can assure you don't. The two chemicals that I use, which are environmentally good, or better than the older ones used to be. I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head, but one's pink and one's green. They destroy any odours immediately. So I was a bit concerned about that as well. But no, it's absolutely fine. I've slept in her in temperatures down to, I think it was -3, -4 when I was out at the River Brathay. I have a 3-season sleeping bag with a very thin blanket over the top, and that's all I've ever needed. I've never been cold. I put the heating on for about 15 minutes on a morning when I wake up, if it is chilly, and that just takes the edge off because I hate getting up and getting dressed in a cold space. But certainly the last weekend when I've been away, I've had the heating on for an hour at night and that's it. It's been so nice and warm. Yes, she's skinting me. She is so skinting me. We've just had MOT and brake fluid change. I've got insurance this month. But I really wouldn't have it any other way. So if it's something you think you'd enjoy, what I would suggest is go hire a motorhome for a weekend or a week and see if you can cope with it. This is a very confined space, but I don't mind it. I have to be very neat and tidy, which goes against the grain somewhat. So that's update number 1. Update number 2 is the K&F Concept TC2534 tripod. So far, so good. I've managed to strip it down a couple of times and given it a good cleaning. Every time I go to the coast, it just gets smothered in sand. And it's putting up with the abuse that I give it. So yeah, I really can't complain. I still haven't tried the shortened centre column in it, which I really should get around to doing. But no, as I say, the head rotates and tends to come off or comes loose rather than just rotating round. But once you're aware that that happens, it's easy to stop it happening. So yeah, I'm really pleased. It's relatively sturdy. I don't expect it to be the sturdiest tripod ever. It's lightweight because it's carbon fibre, but it does everything I need it to do. So yes, what are we, 6 months in? 6, 7 months in? And I'm still really happy with it. Yes, so 2 updates. Everything's hunky-dory. And that's it. I'm going to go back, finish my cup of tea, and get out and shoot some more photos. Well, I decided to not go out onto the concrete groins at the end. there's a lot of rocks, big rocks to get over, and I decided that being on my own, and as there was very few, if any, other people around here this morning, was probably not the wisest idea. So the tide is now going out. It's revealing some of these beautiful rocks with the gorgeous green algae on them. The sun is very strong, but it's not yet too harsh, which I'm finding a little bit odd. So I've just popped on the 10 stop. I think that just needs a smidgen longer. I've got 2 grads on. I can't see a thing, I'm being blinded. There's the camera. I've got 2 grads on, 2.6s, because the sky is quite bright and there's a huge amount of light being reflected excuse me, on the right hand side of the lighthouse. And then I put the 10 stop on. I'm thinking square crop, using these rocks as the foreground. It'll be a shame to cut off the reflection, but you can't have it all. Now I'm only on the 17 to 55, so I'm going to have to crop quite a bit in. I could go and put the 70 to 200 on, but no, I'm quite liking this at the moment. So I'm shooting, I think, at f14. I'm trying to stand at the side of the filters to stop any light leak going in. I just did a 30-second exposure. It was a little bit too dark, so I'm just going to leave it to cook for about a minute. There's very, very little movement in the sky, although we have got some contrails. I don't know if you'll pick those up. But they're actually running in diagonals, which is quite nice. They're sort of mirroring the angle that the rocks are in. So we'll see how that one works out. It's amazing how you can get so many more compositions once the tide starts going out from one location. The light, as I say, the sun's been up for an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and it still seems to be relatively soft. I'm using the 10 stop, I've still got my 2 grads on, and I'm still concentrating on the lighthouse. We have these rocks here which have a nice line going through them. They're kind of angled. They sort of take your eye through the image to the lighthouse. Not sure if that's going to be a square crop or not. I was trying to think of the other crop that I like, but I can't. But I quite like that. And the green is glowing in this sun. It's absolutely wonderful. I don't have my t-shirt. It's so warm. I'm really glad I've got my winter trousers on. I couldn't be bothered to change them. So I'm just cooking this exposed. It should have done by now, so let's go have a look and see what we've got. Right, definitely the last image for today, because I could get seriously carried away here. I'm using these rocks here, and I'm hoping you can see what I'm talking about because I cannot see a thing. I'm looking straight into the sun. They're coming in the bottom left-hand corner, and they lead out. The lighthouse itself is slightly off to the left, but the rocks keep going out, so the image isn't kind of lopsided. There'll be a little, and I mean a very little bit of cloning to do just to get rid of the end of the sea defence wall there. And there might be the odd ship that has to go. Very inconsiderately, they're getting in my shot. So anyway, that's it. I can see me coming back here so many times because every time you come, I think you can get a different image. I hope it hasn't been too boring for you. And as always, let me know what you think to the images. Some will fit the criteria for the project, some are not based on the project at all. This one I don't think is aimed at the project, it's just an image that I like. So thank you again for watching, and I shall see you all next Sunday. Bye!